you later.
But this is big.
Okay.
It is, but
I haven't heard about this.
What
But
people don't
know about
understand
it?
is they keep saying the Republicans won't pass the bill. The reason why is because there's so much other crap that's in the bill.
Yep.
yeah.
And the bill that they're proposing is it's going to get more Border Patrol agents. It's going to give more money to them and all that. Yes, but then it's got this. It's like, and plus within this bill, we give $16 billion to people who want to, have a sex change for their dog. That's.
Yeah.
And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and he might point it out here, that it's also letting in 5,000.
You get 5,000 a day.
Yeah. And
5,000 a freaking day.
and giving them work visas.
And free health care,
on top
probably.
of it.
And that's what they put in the bill, and that's what they don't say.
And that's what I'm saying.
The Republicans just won't pass
Yeah,
it.
CNN will come out and say, well, the Republicans just won't pass this bill to protect our borders.
5,000 a freaking day. Do the math.
All they want is to protect the borders. We're just trying to help.
Yes.
But they never
CNN's
tell
a
you what's
bunch
in
of
the bills.
lion snakes straight from hell.
Yeah.
Sulfur smelling. bunch
Especially
of
that one.
maggots. I hate
Although,
those people.
I don't
I hate
think he has
liars, and
any
those
clue.
people are liars.
That guy has no clue what's going on. I mean, look at him.
Well, Bill Maher got on there and said Trump's more demented than Biden.
How?
He was interviewing Patrick Bet-David, and PBD was like,
I bet
"Are
he
you
destroyed
serious?"
Yeah.
So I've not kept up with this.
Oh, he actually
We talk
he
about
interviewed
this-
Patrick Bet-David, or Patrick Bet-David interviewed him?
He went on Bill Maher's show
Okay, I want to watch.
where they just sit around and they just talk
Yeah.
while they smoke cigars and drink. And it's just
I'd like to watch that because I bet he
because
destroyed.
Pat David the whole time PBD just look at him like he's crazy. Because Bill Maher is the kind of guy. Bill Maher is a perfect example of how people can make you seem intelligent if you have really good writers. But when you have them and you're just having a discussion with them, you find out they know nothing. He thinks Gavin Newsom's fantastic.
If you watch,
and PBD said, name one thing Gavin Newsom's done.
he can't answer it.
And he said he made it. And Maher just like, he made it rain in California. It's like.
Oh
This
my
is the
gosh.
alternate Biden.
The ultimate Biden?
This is the one that is a little more coherent.
That's true.
Because
That
there's more
was-
than one, right?
Yes.
This is the one that seems a little less out of his mind.
Are his earlobes attached?
Yeah, that's what I say.
I don't know. It's hard to tell.
That stuff is scary.
Yeah, it is.
You watch that stuff.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So catch me up on this. We talked about this a couple weeks ago, just briefly, about maybe we didn't even talk about it on the show, but
I
we
don't
talked
think
about
we
it.
did. So,
What's happened since
So
then?
basically, Texas is like, there's so many illegals coming in.
Yeah, they were
they're
taking it into their own hands.
They're like, we want to stop it. And the feds aren't doing anything about it. They've asked for help. The feds won't do nothing.
Right.
Except, we've got patrol agents down there.
I think we were talking about it at dinner at church, and we were trying to decide if they had the right to do it, or if the feds had the right.
So Texas goes and they put up barbed wire fences at all these popular crossings.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what happened? Almost 0 people came in when they put all the barbed wire in.
Yes.
And they're like, it worked. Then the feds come in and say, you can't do that because the Border Patrol agents can't walk up and down and get to where they need to go. You need to remove the razor wire.
Yeah.
Well, what it really is
Texas comes back and says, we're not going to do it.
The Supreme Court actually ruled that Texas could not do it, and Texas said, we're Texas, we do whatever we want to.
And it's funny because when the Supreme Court said that, because they said you've got to provide the Border Patrol agents with access, the Border Patrol agent, the head dude of the Border Patrol, comes out and says, they're doing a great job. Why do we need to patrol it? Because there's no one coming over.
Right.
We support Texas. And the feds are pretending like that never happened. The government's like, they didn't say that.
They got to let them votes in somehow.
Exactly.
That's all it is. It's all about votes. That's what, and it has absolutely, if you are so incredibly, incomprehensibly stupid that you think this has to do with compassion, you need to quit driving and basically do not have any children because you're an idiot. It has to do with votes.
Oh, yeah.
Votes.
Well, and Tim Pool said it 1,000 times. He said a lot of these immigrants aren't coming from Mexico. They're coming from all these other.
They've got a video of the terrorists. Have you seen that one?
Yeah. So he said, question is, if they're really just refugees looking for safe harbor, why do they go 16 countries away to get here when the next country over could be safe harbor?
Or why are they coming from the Middle East?
Why are they coming all the way from...
Go to Israel.
Exactly. There's other places you can go that are way closer than the United States. But why do they come here? That's the question.
I would, at any time there's any Democrat anywhere around here, I'm going to find them and who is, no, I wouldn't say Democrat, I say liberal. There are some Democrats.
There's
who are
some
not.
good Democrats still.
So if a liberal's around there, and especially one who's in political office, I'm going to go to their meeting and I'm going to say, how many migrants do you have living with you?
Exactly.
And that's it. You want to stop illegal immigration? Just say, if I was the president, I'd go in there. I would go in there and say, we're going to keep the border open, but here's what's going to happen. For every migrant that comes across, they have to have at least one sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
You have to take them, give them food, give them shelter, give them money, and put them up in your home.
Mm-hmm.
And it would stop overnight. Because liberals are really good about spending your money and using your buildings and using your resources, then patting themselves on the back for compassion. And while they go back and they drive into their gated communities with the security guards at the front door and live in their homes.
Yeah.
And there's no illegal immigrants coming into their gated communities.
Mm-mm.
Well, that's why some of these southern states were shipping
people.
them up there. We're shipping them up there last year, weren't they?
Yeah, DeSantis and Abbott were shipping them over.
Any place that's a sanctuary
and
city should get all of them.
I thought Chicago got quite a few of them last year.
And they're getting tired of it.
And Chicago is about done. Like they are
absolutely getting tired of it.
Yeah.
And the governor of Massachusetts, we got on there and was just like, and I want to say, how many are living with you?
Exactly.
You take them and put them. I'm sure you've got like a 100-acre spread out there.
Yeah.
Put them on there. You got plenty of room for tents.
Probably
put them on your land.
Yeah, you got 10,000 square foot house.
Put them in your house.
Yeah, let them live in the
But
basement.
they're not going to do that. They want you to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the same thing like global warming.
Yeah.
You have to quit everything that you're doing.
But they're going to fly their
But they're still
going
to fly around their
Yeah.
jets. I'm sure, Taylor Swift is catching crap because she flies around her jet airplane, her private jet.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They do.
Yeah.
You have to quit driving and ride a bicycle to work, but they're still going to fly around in their jets because they're your superiors.
Mm-hmm.
And we just need to have a civil war. We need to get this crap over with. We just
Stack
need to go ahead and do
bodies.
it. We need to do it. Let me know where to go, and I'll be there.
Yeah.
It just needs to happen. And
we
need to have just red and blue, and that's it.
That's the thing. It's like, all right, let's just split the country. If you believe
Yes,
that
just
guy,
split it.
you go that way. You believe that guy, you go that way.
Why can't we do it? Let's
You
just
couldn't
split
even
it.
draw a line, though.
We don't even have to have a civil war. Let's just split it.
But you couldn't even draw a line through the states and make that divide. It's all scattered.
And I can't remember if I saw it on Pool or where I saw it at, but some guy kind of went into what could happen. Like, just, okay, theoretically this could happen. And he was talking about how basically California could self-sustain somehow. I don't know how. But
it's a large economy.
Being like one of the largest the two largest economies are Texas and California,
Right.
I believe. But California is like quite a bit more than Texas. But I think even if he said Texas broke off on its own to be like the Republic of Texas or whatever, it would still be like ranked top 50 of countries in the world with the economy. Like that's.
But if you took all the liberals and put them in California, and they start doing this thing,
it might break off.
We're just going to give you money. We're just going to give you money because you just exist.
Yeah.
You can't sustain that.
Mm-hmm.
And so after 5 years, they wouldn't be around anymore. They'd run out of food because the Midwest wouldn't supply it to them.
Yep.
And we all saw what happened when they tried to make a garden a couple years ago, Washington.
Yeah.
That was good. That was good.
That was great stuff. Gosh, I miss Antifa. They're not in the news anymore and stuff like that.
Oh, they will be. Give them time. They're coming back.
It's a little too soon. Election's not close.
Yeah, they're coming
yet.
back. Don't worry. They'll have their comeback tour.
Yeah, but it's basically all the states, 26, 27 states now. I guess it's up to probably more than that. Have basically just said we support Texas and what they're doing. They have a right. There's a clause within the Constitution, or is it Bill of Rights? I can't remember. But it's basically, a state can declare we're being invaded, and the federal government doesn't do anything about it, then they have the right to defend themselves. When the United States was first put together, it was a collection of small nations. That was always
that was the idea.
That was always the ideal. We're separate countries put together, and so it's like if you're getting invaded, it was like you have a country, you're getting invaded here. You have a right to say this is an invasion. We have a right to defend our borders.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're just, thanks to Lincoln and all that stuff, we're now just this big federal government. We're this big federal entity that's out there. And the states have lost their rights.
Mm-hmm.
And even with abortion, it's just abortion. Overturning Roe versus Wade was a great thing, and that's one thing. It's like if you call yourself a Christian and you're like, I don't like Donald Trump because he does mean tweets. He put on Supreme Court justices that overturned Roe versus Wade.
Yeah.
That's all I need. I don't care if he rips his shirt off. He's got a pentagram carved in his chest. He overturned Roe versus Wade.
Yeah.
He did that.
Yeah, he did that.
Yes. And as a Christian, that should be like, okay, I like him.
Yeah.
He does mean tweets. He says some things I don't agree with, but he did that. That's fantastic. I totally lost my train of thought when I was doing that. I get on those rampages.
You're not as good as you once were.
I blacked out for a minute.
Well, I just did. Go ahead, and I'll try to remember what I said.
Do we know what he's going to say here?
I have no idea.
Did you watch this?
No, I watched like a very.
I'll put him on and see if there's what he says, if there's anything interesting.
Okay.
I can't hear him.
Oh.
National Guard to Texas to help secure the border. At the same time,
Alaska.
14 governors gathered in Texas to assert their right to defend their states and their borders and stop an invasion of this country. At the same time, news is breaking about the alleged bipartisan border deal, which is in fact more funding for Ukraine, Israel, and less funding for the border.
I'm so tired
Don't
of
get me
Ukraine.
wrong, the bill itself does have money technically for immigration issues, but the funding goes to NGOs. The bill guarantees the Biden administration the right to bring in 5,000 plus illegal immigrants per day. And when that threshold is met, it just moves them to ports of entry instead of illegal crossings. Make no mistake, this bill is not a border security bill. It is codifying the legal right of Joe Biden to strip the states of their power so they cannot defend themselves from waves of illegal immigration. It would fund illegal immigration. It would overwhelmingly, to the tune of $60 billion, fund war in Ukraine. And it is an...
we got more money than we know.
$1 billion to Ukraine.
So that dude can build himself a bigger house.
Good.
He's talking about all the things they're sneaking into the bill, right? Wasn't it, as you called her, Tabbard last week? Mm-hmm. Wasn't it her that went on a rant and kind of got popular a year or so ago about spelling out? She's like, this is what they're looking at tonight. There's no way nobody read all this, And she's like...
It was a few months ago, Matt Gaetz did that too. Matt Gaetz came out and was like... He helped...
Gatz?
Is it Gatz?
I think it may be Gatz.
Maybe it's Gatz, Matt Gatz.
I don't know.
But anyway, the one dude that seems like he's got some sense about him, he came out and said, look, he put a halt. Like he said, we're going to shut down the government. Because we got all these bills that we're putting out. We've not read any of them.
Yeah.
He goes, they
They're
just
so
want us to pass them just so we can hurry up and get it on so the government doesn't shut down. He goes, I don't care if we shut the government down. He goes, because we're going to go through these bills and we're going to look at them one by one, what they say. Mm-hmm. He goes, that's our job. He goes, that's why the American people have elected us. Mm-hmm. So we can go through this, not just go, it looks the same as it did last time, pass it. Like,
it's
and
so
that's
funny.
what this bill is.
Coming from a Christian perspective on this, it's just so funny because the people are just like, I'll say it's like, I hate these people. And it's like, well, you can't hate these people. You can't do that other stuff. It's like, dude, these aren't people. Mm-hmm. These are demons.
They're evil.
These are evil people. And they're not ignorant. They're not misinformed or lacking in judgment. They know exactly what they're doing. And it's all purposeful and it's all planned. And they're evil. And the Bible says, hate what is evil. And I hate who is evil. And the problem is, we don't need to hate. We don't hate enough. We don't get mad enough to actually do something. I'm not even talking about violence. I'm just talking about in general.
Just standing up and saying what that's wrong.
We were talking about this the other night, and I'm as guilty as this as anybody. Just watching shows on television. We're not angry enough about it to say, I'm not going to watch that show anymore. I'm not going to buy that product anymore. I'm not going to visit that store anymore.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, how many times has Amazon ticked me off over something they put on there that I didn't like, and I go right back to it.
And then you go add to cart.
Yeah, I go add to cart. Amazon, right?
How many times did Target do something and people, Christians still go to Target?
Yeah. Well, and I know a lot of
That's
people
one that I was easy to write off.
But I know people that
so
boycotted Target for like a week or two, and then they're like, oh, well, it kind of died over. So they go back.
Now, see, I still don't go to Target because it's a 40-minute drive.
I never shopped there, so it's not a big deal.
It's like the whole Bud Light thing. Everybody's like, well, we can go back to Bud Light now.
Oh, you can.
And
the Super Bowl
I get Dana White's version of it because Dana White came out because, Bud Light sponsors the UFC. And that's what he said. He goes, you know what? They sponsor us and we say whatever we want and they're still sponsoring us. And he goes, I think they're sorry for what they've done. And it's like, well, yeah, their business lost how many billions of dollars.
And if they just came out and said, we made a mistake.
That's all they had to do. They had to come out and go, look, This was.
But they can't do that.
They can come out and say, "Look, this person over here did something they shouldn't have done."
Well, they did do that. They said
did-
that
they
the
did throw her
person
under
they
the
the
bus,
person they put
yeah.
in charge here, we've gotten rid of her. She was crazy.
Yeah.
They did say that, but
But the problem is that these companies feel like they can test that,
yeah,
right? They can see what they can get us to fall for.
It's like a friend of ours at church was just talking about how they went to eat the Cracker Barrel, and I said I quit going to Cracker Barrel when they put that rainbow-colored rocking chair on the front porch.
Mm-hmm.
That was it for me, and I loved Cracker Barrel.
oh, Cracker Barrel's so good.
It is. It's
Yeah.
great, especially being a Southerner. I mean,
Yeah, true.
but it's like no. And there are certain stands that I can make in my life.
Mm-hmm. But then
And-
certain ones we won't too.
But just think about it. If everybody who claims to be a Christian just said, we're going to quit shopping there. Even Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Amazon would be like, oh, we're sorry.
Oh yeah, if literally half of the shoppers on Amazon tomorrow just
But
stop.
we don't take a stand for anything because it's basically taking a stand is wrong.
Well, and honestly,
And disagreeing with people is wrong.
if you think about it, Bud Light, that was an easy thing for a lot of people
Yeah, I don't drink
because
Bud
a lot
Light,
of people were like, okay, I drink Bud Light. Well, I'll drink Coors or I'll drink
Right.
Miller. Like it wasn't a big deal, so it was easy switch.
Well,
Now,
it's
some
definitely
people-
easier because there's not a good Amazon
Yeah.
replacement.
That's the thing.
Corona
Okay,
Light was
who
really
you going to go to with Amazon?
Right.
Yeah.
Walmart. Walmart.com's getting a lot better.
Walmart's just as evil as Amazon.
But that's the thing. Okay, there's no good replacement. For
Walmart is probably more evil than
that.
Amazon.
It could be.
I don't know. Sometimes Walmart gets a bad rap.
Oh.
They did not.
He's a
No, I'm
he's a fanboy.
no,
Oh,
not
my
really. I
gosh.
just we go to Walmart weekly. That's where we get our
The
groceries
Waltons
from.
are as evil as
But
evil
what
can
I'm
be.
saying is you walk through Walmart today, you don't see Target agendas pushed.
Yeah.
They don't have rainbow stuff flying in there.
Yeah.
They don't. And I expected them to, and they don't.
Right, and the bathrooms are still gender specific.
Separate.
Yeah.
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 Well, they do have a family bathroom though.
They had family bathroom before it was the thing.
Oh, that's true.
A lot of
Yeah.
places. Target did too.
Yeah.
How do we get off on this?
I have no idea.
That's what we do.
That's what we
I'll
do.
put us back on.
Ultimate betrayal by Republicans in the Senate. And so I see this news from Newsweek. I got to be honest, I'm trying to figure out what's the lead story? What's the first article? Every day when I'm looking at this big news, I say, what is the story that captures everything?
You know, he
Temple
doesn't
has hair.
subscribe to
You know
Here's
that?
a
Newsweek.
story from Newsweek. Texas stripped of powers in border security bill. Now, it was tough call, because we also have this story. 14 GOP governors gather to support Texas' right to protect its borders. Well, one of those governors was Abbott, so of course he's going to assert that. But when you have these stories at the same time, the federal government is seeking to strip the state's powers to defend themselves.
That's when you'll have a
Right,
war.
codified. Meanwhile, 14 governors are asserting their right to do so. Wow. We are headed for a massive clash. I don't know.
Good.
Part
Good.
of me
We
thinks
need
it's
it.
all for show. You know, many people have said, Tim, what Abbott is doing may be good, but it's not stopping anything. And it's just for show to convince the American people, those who are angry, that someone's trying to do something. But when you look at what the federal government is doing, this border bill is shockingly psychotic. And I got to be honest,
Psychotic.
I am surprised how brazen it is, this attempt to steamroll the destruction of the American border, American sovereignty, and fund the war in Ukraine masquerading as U.S. border security.
If you would have told me Tim Pool
Yeah.
would have been talking like this 5 years ago,
Oh, he's totally.
I
right-wing
would have
now.
been like, "There, no way, not Tim Pool."
He's
Because
eating the
Tim Pool
cookies.
was, I would say, libertarian
Yes.
/ leaned a little towards the liberal side,
Right.
and
I don't think he's either side. I think he's just common sense.
and that's what it is. He sees it, and no one else does.
Common sense makes you right wing.
Yeah, it really does.
It does.
It does, and that's what he's like. He goes, "Well, everybody calls him a Nazi now because he's,
Right.
It's just like he's just got common sense."
It's like if my daughter goes into a bathroom and the guy follows her in, and I go in there and I tell him to get out, I'm gonna beat the crap out of him.
That's just
I'm
common
right wing.
sense. Yeah,
Mm.
no, you're just
I'm
common
a
sense
dad. I'm
protecting
common
your
sense. Yeah.
protecting your daughter.
I carry a gun to protect myself. You're right wing.
Yeah.
Like,
no,
common sense is right
because
wing.
left wing people can do that too.
So
They can carry a gun to protect themselves. They just usually choose not to because
because they think everybody's nice.
Isn't that kind of ridiculous that we can almost segregate the American population based on what they think about a few different topics? We can almost decide whether they're red or blue or right or left just by their stance on 3 topics.
Well, I think so.
I'd say yeah, generally.
Yeah.
Right to carry is one of them. Abortion is one of them.
Yep.
Gender dysphoria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Co-ed bathrooms. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, those boys
All
in
the
there ripped
crazy
out the tampon dispenser in the boys' bathroom in 20 minutes. Good for them.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, what are you thinking? What are you thinking?
They're not. They're once we go back to the whole, it's 0.01% of the population throws a conniption fit and says you're racist, you're homophobic, you're transphobic, you're whatever phobic, and they want to put it all over the internet. So all the rest of us go, we really don't want them to do that. So just give them a little bit. But the problem is,
that's why we don't preach about it in our churches.
we gave a little bit, and now there's no stopping it.
We thought they'd be happy if we just give them this. No, they're going to keep on going for the next thing. What's the next thing?
They've been doing that for 20 years.
What did you say 10 years ago, or however long ago it was, when we were sitting there discussing gay marriage?
Yeah.
Gay marriage. Well, what's wrong? If a man wants to be with another man, it's his bedroom, his life, whatever. And we kept saying it's a slippery slope.
And we don't even talk about that anymore. It's gone to the nth degree now.
Once again, it's just like, you know what? I said, let them have common law, whatever they want, but don't call it marriage.
Right.
That's where that's the slippery slope. And then it seems like ever since that happened, what's going on?
Right.
It
happened. I was thinking about this
all
the other day.
downhill at this point.
I was thinking about this week. That it happened a lot before, way before that.
Really?
It happened when we let the idea of marriage be an unbiblical thing.
Right.
And it's been like that forever. Marriage is a biblical principle.
Yes.
It was defined in one specific way.
Now it's just
which means
law.
it is something that happens. It's a commitment that's made between 2 people that follow God.
Right.
And now we allow marriage, even heterosexual marriage, outside of that arrangement. And it's always been wrong. It's like in my former company where I used to work, they were talking about gay marriage, and one of the guys there who said he would attend church would come and ask me what I thought about gay marriage, and I told him my stance on it. I think it's wrong. And he goes, why do the Christians care so much about who gets married? And I said, because marriage is a biblical principle, not a worldly one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And nobody steps back, and it went wrong centuries ago.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I mean, even in 10 years, gender dysphoria will be by the wayside. We'll be into pedophilia, polygamy, incest.
It's almost like once that happened, like I said, it lost their ever loving minds.
Once they see
so
how we
far.
just cower in the corner,
yeah,
they're like, okay, everything is permissible now.
Matter of fact, they've got him on video back in the Obama era saying that marriage is between a man and a woman.
Yeah.
Oh, they changed.
He says whatever they tell him to.
Quick, didn't they?
He says whatever they tell him to.
Well, he does now, especially.
I almost think he says whatever they type, and it comes out of his mouth.
Out of his mouth. Yeah. He's a robot.
One of them is.
Robot.
He's a lizard man.
Let's skip ahead, and he's going to Twitter here. Let's see what he's getting at.
Allows illegal immigration up to 5,000 per day or more. It just moves them to ports of entry and says they can now process more claims. It codifies the legal process. It basically legalizes anyone walking across the border.
Fired up.
This is not an exaggeration. It is the antithesis of a border security.
Stop right here.
But you get these.
What they want to do is actually make it safer. So they have these places where you could still cross in Texas, and people were drowning in the rivers, and so they put the barricades up, and people were actually having to go through to the actual port of entries within this, and they were actually saving lives by doing this. And the left thinks it's horrible. It's about votes. How fast can we get votes over?
The more border that's open, and the more they come in.
Legally, when can these people vote? Now, illegally,
they've already got
different.
bills. They've already got bills. Would us hundreds be right? They've already got bills in almost every single state that are giving them the right that if you're not.
He's gonna start throwing things.
If you're not an American citizen, you can vote in our elections. You don't be right wing.
That is insane. Okay, here's.
See, I didn't think they legally.
He's getting fired up too. See,
I want to go to when Canada votes. I'm going to go drive into Canada. Back. I want to vote. You know what they're going to tell me?
Yeah, they're
going to arrest me.
They're going to shoot you
because they're going to think I'm drunk.
No, they can't shoot you.
They're going to arrest me, and they're going to throw me in prison forever because they're like, you're an idiot.
We'll just go to the border and just say we're just here to vote.
It's mind-boggling.
But Justin Trudeau's an idiot. We're just
And the thing about it is, who are they going to vote for when they've got a puppet like that fighting for them to come in?
Exactly. They exactly know who they're going to vote for.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They're going to vote for who let
But
them in.
that's the plan.
Yeah.
We bring you in and we give you get a free Xbox. You know that? They get free Xboxes. You have to pay for yours. And so
Healthcare.
we're going to give you all that stuff. You keep voting for us and we're going to give you that stuff. That's what the mafia used to do in the cities. They used to go around and pull their trucks up and pass out turkeys to everybody on Thanksgiving.
It's been happening since before
to
him,
make
though.
it look
Obama
like-
did the same thing.
Yeah.
We're going
to give you stuff.
Yeah.
Obama prioritized keeping the unemployed at home, letting them stay at home for 99 weeks on unemployment.
And give them
Who do you
checks,
think they
right.
voted for? Who do you think they voted for then?
Right, absolutely. That's what they do. And then some people with common sense, it's like, you need to work. Oh, my gosh. We're not getting my vote.
How dare you?
If I work, they'll take
you
my
don't work,
Obama
you don't
phone
eat.
away.
That's a biblical principle, too.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Gosh.
I know it makes you crazy because they have no problem spending your money. That's what makes me nuts. Spend your own damn money.
And the problem is, they're not taking our money once. They're taking it twice, 3 times. We
Right.
got to pay income tax. We turn around and pay taxes on stuff we already own, which
Right.
still boggles my mind. I got to pay property tax. I got to pay taxes on the stuff I buy. Then at the end of the year, I got to pay taxes on the stuff I didn't pay enough taxes on.
I'm telling you right now, if you said, we're not going to use any taxpayer money, I apologize for cussing. We're not going to use any taxpayer money. What we're going to do is we're going to set up a GoFundMe account. If you want to support the migrants, you give to this account.
There'll be
After a
$0
year, it
in
wouldn't have
there.
$20,000.
Yeah, that'd be $0. Unless some rich celebrity got on
Oh,
there
it's
and
about
donated.
compassion.
Soros would fund that.
Yeah, you're right. He would. Good. Let him.
Good, let him.
Yeah.
And I don't have a problem with that at all. Fine. If it has $15 trillion in there, let Taylor Swift give to it.
Yeah.
Let them all give to it. That's fine. Don't use my money to do it.
One of Trump's things he was running, at least I heard him say. Now, how true it is or not, I don't know if he's actually going to go with it. But he said he wants to do away with income tax.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to do a straight.
I heard this.
You
Flat
just pay,
tax. That's
you
great.
just do away with income tax, and then you still pay the rest of your taxes.
It's going to go up.
It'll go up.
It'll be 9 probably.
But I'm perfectly fine. They take my income tax away and raise this sales tax by 3 or 4%.
You only pay tax on what you buy.
Mm-hmm.
That would be fantastic.
Fantastic.
I'm down for that.
Yes.
Why can we not do that?
It ought to be a flat tax across the board.
Our tax
100%.
dollars aren't getting spent the way we want to anyways.
Exactly. So yeah, $60 billion to Ukraine so we can buy them.
We don't even have
I'm not even gonna say it.
This is what makes me want to chew this microphone. we don't even have a say in that.
No,
Yeah.
It's just like we're gonna
we're
do it.
supposed to though. The representatives that we voted in should be doing
And
something.
our
about it.
representatives in Indiana are
They're trash.
well, no.
Well, our governor apparently at least
Yeah,
went down and
But that's why it's important to see the people that you voted for. Watch how they're voting, and then call and raise all kinds of cane when they don't vote the way that you want
well,
to vote.
did you hear about the immigrant that beat up the New York City cop?
Got let out.
He's illegal.
Mm-hmm.
Beats up a New York City cop.
There are 5 of them.
They
5, 6 of them.
arrest him.
Mm-hmm.
They let them out. No bond, no bail. Just let him back out on the street.
You go up to New York and beat a cop up,
We're going to prison.
you're going to prison.
Once again, let me go into Canada, find one of their little Mounties somewhere, and slap the crap out of him. You know what's going to happen? He's probably going to kill me.
You won't make it to trial. Yeah.
Yeah, how? How is this a thing?
And then they get on a bus using fake IDs and go to California.
This is just mind-boggling to me. I don't understand how this is even a thing. How they are getting away with any of
The
this.
first illegal immigrant that killed an American citizen, that should have been it right there.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Border shut down.
Border shut down.
Yeah.
That's it. Remember how we shut everything down in COVID? We can shut the border down
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely.
and just say, that's it. And you just every day, an American citizen has been killed by an illegal immigrant. Every day. I bet you it's in the hundreds, the numbers.
Are we allowed to say this word? Is that not the replacement theory anyways?
Oh, we're going to get the little thing that pops up
Yeah.
at YouTube
Oh,
video.
We'll have the banner.
Replacement theory
They're gonna give
is
you
a
information at the bottom.
right-wing conspiracy theory.
Yeah, they're going to give you information.
Well, YouTube's filled with a bunch of aliens anyway. Don't
Shoot,
matter.
I'd be curious to check because our birth rate is down. What is our birth rate compared to immigration illegally in right now?
Oh gosh.
Are more immigrants coming in than babies being born in the
I
country
would
right
say,
now?
Yeah, I would bet.
How long before
Well,
replacement?
I don't know, overall, maybe not.
Let's just divide the country and let's do it peacefully. We can do that.
Just draw a line.
I'll move, as long as you guys go with me.
I mean, I'll have to because I sure as heck ain't living in no liberal
We have
state.
to live in the same state.
Because I'm not sure our state would. You
Indiana would.
don't know which way Indiana would go.
Indiana.
Get rid of Indianapolis
True.
and Gary.
And
Well,
Evansville.
We would take southern.
Evansville's purple too.
Let's do southern Indiana and southern Illinois
Yes.
as a state.
And we'll just join with
Because
Kentucky.
southern Illinois is just like the rest of us. Now, you get up into the Chicago area.
Yeah.
It's just the cities, guys.
Yeah, it's the city.
All it is the cities. Take all the populations of the cities and move them to one state. That's all you got to do.
Perfect.
That's it. And the rest of the nation is red.
Yeah, you're right.
Move them all to California. Take some of this $60 billion you
got
give
the
to
northeast
Ukraine
corner.
and move the people to California.
Northeast
Brilliant.
corner's red too, though, right?
What is?
Northeast corner?
No.
No?
Washington State and all them, they're not.
That's northwest.
They would be. Were you talking?
Northeast.
Northeast.
No, nobody's. New Hampshire, maybe.
That'd be.
But
doubtful.
even parts of New York is conservative. Upper New York is conservative.
It is.
Yeah,
when get
if you
away
look
from
at
city.
if you look like the heat map, I know it's
It's
not
just
the right
the
word,
cities.
but
It's just the cities where they get free stuff.
Matter of fact, we have a gentleman that works with us now who actually transferred down to here.
he says
to get away from New York.
Evansville sounds like snooty liberals. 50-50.
Yeah. There's still a bunch of good old rednecks.
Evansville's kind of unusual. We're known for, like, if companies want to test something, they try it out here.
It's true.
Because we like it, anybody will like it.
Remember, we got the McDonald's, that weird McDonald's.
Yes.
What was that? It was like a McDonald's diner.
The McCafe or something.
No, it was a McDonald's diner.
I
Remember,
don't-
because it
I
was
don't
set up
know
like a
that.
diner, and
But they
would
tried
come
it out
to your
here.
table and take your order.
And that's why you didn't see it anywhere else in any part of the
Yeah.
country, because we hated it.
Yeah, it was like, this is terrible.
By the way, we don't live in Evansville if you want to firebomb our house.
Yeah.
We don't do that.
But if you, I mean, it is what it is.
I mean, I guess you should still be firebombing Evansville. You just won't hit us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Knock yourself out.
Had to be a big bomb.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it depends on what side of Evansville
It's just
you're
the only city that anybody's ever heard of
If you're
down
on
here where
the-
we are.
on.
So.
If you're on the west side of Evansville, I'd say that's pretty.
We're not even actually
staunch
close to Evansville,
conservative.
but it's the only near thing that's near us.
Yeah, I'd say conservative. West side.
everything.
North side, I'd say is probably fairly conservative-ish.
Newburgh area is probably liberal.
You get over there,
Oh,
east side.
it's definitely
it's
an east
all-
side. There's a line down the middle.
Yeah,
east
that's
side,
all.
Well, and then you've got the south side, which is impoverished,
you
which
have-
is probably.
Then you have Jimtown, which they don't care who's the president because they're busy making meth.
Yeah.
Okay, they ain't got no time for president.
Oh, I can see an Evansville short coming.
They're all making meth.
Well, I bet it's true. I mean, Evansville's funny because the number of
Jimtown
Deweys you see.
homies, I actually know some people that live in Jimtown.
Well, the number of Deweys
I'm
that you
not,
see
though.
in
You're
a
probably
given
making
day around here, like the mopeds we call Deweys
Oh yeah, yeah.
because
It's
they
because
can't drive a car, they have to drive a
car 'cause
moped.
They gotta have a moped.
He's a longtime listener. He says, "Don't worry, the bunker will be protected."
Oh,
That
my
is true.
gosh.
We are in the.
We're
We
not
are
even-
still in the bunker.
Even though we say the bunker, we're not really in the bunker anymore.
Yes, we are.
Oh, we are.
Well, yeah, we are.
Yes,
We're
we are,
in the bunker.
JR.
It's a different bunker.
We're always in the bunker.
We're
A better
buried.
decorated bunker.
It's true.
We need to bust that back out sometime.
The bunker thing?
The old promo,
Which old promo?
Oh, the old intro?
deep from an underground bunker,
deep-
at
that
undisclosed
was
location.
good. Yeah. We should do that.
Can I play it on the way out?
Can't you? Is it? Do you still have
You
it?
still have it?
I have it. I don't know if I have it on this computer. I'll get
Oh,
it.
we need it. That was good.
We'll do it next week.
Yeah.
next
Yeah,
time.
we do that because that was hilarious.
That was.
It was
good.
just too long. Yeah, I've got it somewhere.
We could play it as the outro. I don't know if it makes sense as the outro, but we could do it anyway.
We had a standalone outro too.
We did.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
All
I
right,
don't
we want
have
to do
any
anything
brain
else with
cells
this
left.
video?
I don't remember much.
No, that's it.
You done with this
We talked 45 minutes about it.
I know we did.
Yeah.
I just want to make
I'm
sure.
so angry about it. I know
We watched
people
6
watch me,
minutes of
and you guys know I'm like really nice Christian guy the rest of the week, and then I get
I mean,
in this
except for the murdered puppies in his basement.
I know, but I get in this show, man, and I'm just like, I'm sure people are like, this guy's just nuts. I was like, I'm not, because we talk about stuff and it just makes me crazy.
It's just the common sense things.
I can't stand people who don't have common
just-
sense.
It just blows my mind.
I can't stand it. I absolutely, it just makes me crazy.
I just
You don't have common sense.
Yeah.
and once again, I have no problem. there's some good Democrats out there left.
Yeah.
Old school Democrats.
It's liberals.
The
You have to say liberals.
It's the JFK Democrats. You know what I mean? That kind of old school Democrat.
Well, I'm thinking about Glenn Beck talked about how if Russia ever had a war with China and China's plan was day one, send 1 million of their citizens over to Russia. Day two, send another million, not military, send another million citizens over there. Day three, send another million, and Russia would collapse within a week, trying to take care of all of these people.
But here's the thing: would Russia try to take care of them?
Russia would probably shoot them when they're trying to cross.
That's what I was thinking. Russia would be like, no,
we don't have the balls to do that.
Yeah, but they would.
But every Christian should be against illegal immigration because it's violating the law.
Mm-hmm. It's just not people don't have common sense. It's that they've built a trust in what they see come across their TV because they don't know any better.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's genius by whoever's pulling the strings to take over the media like this. Mm-hmm. I don't agree with a lot of stuff that happens in the Left Behind series, but that's how the author Tim LaHaye or whatever that was.
Yeah, Tim LaHaye
wrote that. That's how the Antichrist power would take over, is he would control the media.
Yes.
And there was one media source. And just look at that. While we have multiple media sources, we've known for the last 5 years that they're getting their content fed to them equally.
Right. Look up.
They're reading the same script across all the channels.
Get up there and go to Google search and type in Trump and see what comes up.
Yeah.
New York Times, Washington Post, NBC News, MSNBC.
Same headline.
Yeah. And it's the same headline, but it's all these liberals that they're promoting first. Even though Breitbart, Revolver, Fox News are just as or more popular, they're promoting an agenda, and that's what they're doing.
Well, and we made it even easier. They didn't even have to get the news stations. They got the search algorithm. Because where do you go? You go to Bing? No, you don't. You go to Google when you run your search.
Yep.
Right.
And Google decides what you see.
Yep.
I actually have a conservative search engine on my computer.
DuckDuckGo?
Huh?
DuckDuckGo?
That's not conservative.
No.
Nobody is anymore.
But it is a big deal because you type it in, then all the conservative sites pop up.
Really?
And it's neat.
Is Fox on there?
And they try to put, even on my YouTube feed, they've tried to put the propaganda on there. I'm just, I don't want to kill anybody or anything like that. But every once in a while,
heads need to roll.
Well,
the tree of liberty needs to be watered every once in a while with the blood of tyrants.
Well, like you said earlier, it could be done very peacefully. Like, you know what? All right, y'all want to do your thing, and we want to do ours.
Right.
Let's figure out a line.
So we don't become the United States anymore.
No, and
divided states.
It would be. I can't remember the one guy. Like I said, he had a very interesting thing, and I can't remember his name. I'll have to look it up. But he did a whole video on different things that could happen, and his main theory was that California would become its own, Texas would become its own, and then most of the East Coast would be the United States or the property of United States or whatever, and then a lot of your like Midwestern states would all be like rebel territory.
It always happens like that in any television shows or movies or books that portray near future, almost like
dystopian future,
like a dystopian future. This country's never together.
No.
It's always off in regions or districts. You've got Hunger Games. We think about Hunger Games, right? They talk about those districts. That was just a small portion of the country that had been divided from the rest. You don't even hear about the other half,
Right.
It's the same thing with The Handmaid's Tale. It wasn't the entire country that enslaved the women like that. It was just a certain district that had been taken over by men.
And that's why they were trying to get those ladies out to the other districts.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? They
always
had borders.
Always divided. They had borders.
They were stopping
secure borders. That's right.
They had secure borders.
Well, I read all these books that talk about this stuff, and I think it would probably be. I think if the rubber hit the road, I think what would be shocking for liberals would be how many liberals did not want to leave.
I think a lot.
They
of
all
them
said
would
they
want
were
to be
leaving
with us.
when Trump won. Not one of them left.
A lot of them would want to be with us.
They're hypocrites. They are such liars and hypocrites.
Yeah.
The
Christians are liars and hypocrites. Don't you know this yet?
We are. It's true.
They talk about the church. It's like, dude, you don't even know. Yeah, I mean seriously, it's like when you talk about compassion, But at least as Christians, when we talk about compassion, we do something about it.
Nah,
And
though.
And they talk about compassion, and they're like, well, just go down the border and take your van down there and load up a bunch of them and take them home with you. They're not doing that. It has nothing to do with compassion. And they're liars. And God hates liars. And when everybody tries to separate the lion from the people. No, God doesn't hate the people. He hates their lying. No, he hates liars.
You can't really separate it.
Because when judgment comes, he doesn't send the lies to hell. He sends the liars to hell.
That's one of those things that that God never said, that we've repeated. I've been guilty of repeating it over the last 10
years. God hates the sin, not the sinner.
And that Christians are what? To hate the sin and love the sinner.
Do what now?
Yeah.
The Christians
you never heard that?
Right?
What now? Hate the sin, love the sinner?
Yeah.
Oh, I heard that
How
all
many
the
times
time.
you heard that? Completely unfactual.
I've never said it, but yeah.
Right.
I've said it because I probably heard it somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
I just thought it was, you always just kind of thought that was, that's kind of what's.
But it's not biblical.
True. I know that now, but.
Oh, there's actually biblical passages where God hates people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And when he says,
He's
"Depart from
destroyed
me, I
cities
never knew you, you worker of iniquity," that's like, I hate you. Get away from me.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the thing.
Is there a comment
about what?
You giggled for a second. I didn't know what you were giggling at.
Of course, you don't want to go on a killing rampage. You're not a liberal.
True.
Valid, because you'd have to write a whole manifesto.
I could identify as a liberal.
You could.
Well, that's
and something the late great Rush taught me. Hypocrisy doesn't stick to liberals.
That is true. He used to say that. Yeah.
Oh, he touched my heart right there.
Rush
Rush talked a whole lot about this stuff, and he was always about common sense.
Yep.
And just use common sense when you're talking about this stuff. Mm-hmm. And you get to the point where you're just letting 5,000 people a day pour over the border. Common sense tells you your country can't support that. You can't do that. Because the first year it's not a big deal. But after 20 years of it, you can't sustain it.
We have our own homeless, and you know what I mean? We have our own problems
don't
to deal
even
with
get me started on
inside these walls. We have veterans that have served this country that are walking around in streets without a home. And we take these immigrants or whatever you want, illegals, in and give them all this stuff. Like, something that's not right.
It's just
and if
not
anybody,
right.
if they have compassion, maybe we should have compassion for those people that served our country. Let's start there.
What about the homeless people? What about, like you said, homeless vets? What about those people? What about you've got. What about the lady who has a kid that needs surgery but she can't afford it? Okay, you're going to help her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How about that $60 billion we're going to send to Ukraine? How about we help people like that?
You think with $60 billion we could fix our water issue in this country?
Probably take significantly less.
You think we can have good, clean water to all of our areas with that $60
billion would fix a lot of things.
It could fix a lot of roads.
It could fix roads. It could fix our schools.
Our power situation.
Yeah.
We could
even use electric vehicles then.
Yeah, holy cow!
It could give more money for teachers, so we could get better teachers. It would do a whole lot.
But no, we got to send it to corporations. I mean, Ukraine.
Right. And we've got to. I mean, the average illegal immigrant is getting the equivalency of $84,000 a year.
Yeah, which is
it's more than I make.
Mind-numbing.
It's more than we all make.
That ticks me off so bad. Maybe I got an idea. I'm going to go back across the border. And then come in I'm Julio.
Yeah.
You got to learn Spanish.
Pass.
You got to learn Spanish.
No. I just identify as Mexican.
I identify as Mexican. That's true.
There's nothing they can do.
That's true. I identify as Mexican. I have no social security number. Take care of me.
And they wouldn't.
Done. I'm going to try it. We'll see what happens.
But they wouldn't, because you go, Viva la Trump!
Nope, he's out.
He can't come in.
They say you have to vote for Biden. I'm like,
seriously, man, just drop MAGA hats on the other side of the border. They'll close it up within a week.
Yeah, he said that earlier.
Well,
you must have said that a while back.
Oh, I did say a while back. I mean, seriously. I mean, because it's true.
He's going through.
Like Lee said, give them MAGA hats and see what the Dems do. Yeah.
They'll be down there where they are.
Shut that border down tomorrow. Yeah, they would.
Yeah, they would.
They'd be like, no, not a red wave.
But just ask, first question is how many migrants are living with you, and the second question is if you knew they were going to vote Republican, would you still have compassion for them?
No, they wouldn't.
No, they're
No,
hateful
that's
people.
the two questions you need to ask them.
They're hateful people at that point.
But that's the serious. I mean, seriously, if you knew they were going to vote for Republican, would they still allow them to come across the border? And the answer is no, and you know it's no.
Mm-hmm.
So it has nothing to do with compassion.
Nope.
And AOC down there crying over a empty parking lot. That's propaganda. That girl, that's the dumbest.
Dumb.
Good gosh.
She is dumb.
I don't know how she got where she is.
She has.
I don't understand it.
Come on now. Everybody knows how
well,
she got
no,
where she's
okay,
at.
then
She
I
has
don't.
boobs and she's not afraid to show them.
I don't understand
exactly.
how people follow her. Then
Once again, oh, look at this attractive looking lady because, she had.
I don't know.
apparently
She's
she has,
dumb.
As I've said before, all you have to do is just assume that everybody that you meet is stupid.
Yeah.
And then they work their way up.
Yeah, they look at her and go, oh.
The vast majority of people in America are stupid. They just are.
Unfortunately, yeah.
That's why Taylor Swift can say, you need to vote for these people. And they're like, okay.
Yeah.
Because they just aren't.
Well, it's funny because you watch these guys on TikTok and stuff, and they'll be like out in the streets, and especially that one where he went to the university. I don't know what university it was, but they're like, "Do you think that asking for voter ID from black people is racist?" Or absolutely is racist because black people don't have IDs.
I remember
Like
that.
all these
And he
college
asked
students
black people.
were
right?
like, "Well, they don't even know where a DMV's at. They couldn't even get
Right.
one." And so then he turns around, and he goes into a black community, and he's like, "Do you have an ID?" And the guy's like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Do you know where the DMV's at?" "Yeah, it's right down there in the corner." Blah 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 blah. And it's just like, so who's really racist here?
Not only did he just made them sound incredibly stupid.
Yes.
When he was trying to prove a
Yes.
point, he just makes them seem illiterate or
He
less.
He goes, "Well, all these people are saying that you don't have IDs," and and that one black lady's like, "Everybody has an ID." Like it's
too hard to get IDs over there when you're
Yeah,
that color.
You
Yeah,
have to
like-
to America. You have to have
so
you have to
funny.
have an ID.
Yeah. It's so funny because that's what the guy goes. He goes, "Well, how do I buy alcohol?" Like, it's like I gotta have an ID. Like I gotta have an ID to do anything.
Oh,
It was
make
just-
common
it's just
sense great
hilarious.
again.
Yeah.
No, won't do that.
No, it's
You
too
can't
late
do
for
that. Seriously, if you did that, the Democratic Party would collapse overnight.